Hey everyone, I'm Bernice, and before I begin my video, I'd like to ask you guys a quick question. What month is it? Yes, it is September, but did you know that's also DMD Awareness Month? DMD stands for Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, which is a genetic disorder that affects the muscles, which includes the heart and the lungs. So I thought it would be a great idea to create an informative video about DMD. In this video, I'll cover what is DMD, how do these mutations occur, symptoms, complications, possible cures, and most importantly, how you can help. Due to COVID-19, a lot of these fundraisers have closed down, and as a result, the prices for equipment as well as house renovations for these kids with DMD have all gone up. And I know this because my family was about to renovate our house, but because of COVID-19, the prices have gone up. So that's why I wanted to create this video to inform you guys about DMD and raise awareness about it.
Hi, I'm Elvin, and I have DMD, and I hope you learn something new about DMD and spread awareness.
What is DMD? DMD is the degeneration and weakening of muscles due to mutations on dystrophin gene. This results in no dystrophin protein being produced. Dystrophin protein is very crucial as it helps strengthen muscle fibers and protect them from being injured when contracting and expanding. Dystrophin protein also connects the cytoskeleton to the distal glycan complex, which is anchored to the extracellular matrix. And essentially this stabilizes the cell membrane. Without dystrophin protein, then the cell membrane is not stable, and as a result, rips start to appear. And when there's rips, calcium ions start to flow into the cell. This eventually results in cell death. This is not good because then it starts to fill up with fat and scar tissue, which further contributes to the weakening of the muscles. So what causes DMD? DMD can be passed down genetically, or it can be caused by spontaneous mutations. And actually, a third of these DMD cases are through sporadic mutations. DMD is X-linked recessive, which means it's more common in boys than in girls. So how exactly do these mutations occur? I'm going to try to explain it as simple as possible. So in order to make a protein, such as dystrophin, we need DNA, which is the instructions.
We make a copy of the instructions. Within the copy, we have introns and exons. The introns we have to remove because it's just junk DNA, so we splice and remove them. Now we're left with exons, and they make up the mRNA. The exons are supposed to fit together perfectly, like a puzzle. Sometimes this does not happen though because of errors. The mRNA is then translated, and from that it turns into an amino acid chain, which then turns into protein.
Especially since dystrophin is the largest gene in the body, it is very easy for mistakes to occur.
Mutations include deletions of exons, duplications of exons, point mutations, which is the changes in the single letter instructions, so for example a T to a C, and because of these mutations, these exons do not fit together, so no dystrophin protein will be produced.
Symptoms and complications. When a child has DMD, at first they'll be able to walk and run normally.
However, as they grow older, they start to have difficulties with walking and start to waddle like a penguin. And at a certain age, they start to lose their ability to walk completely. And when they grow older, they also will have complications with their respiratory system and circulatory system, because obviously the lungs and the heart are also muscles, and they will start to have problems like scoliosis because their back muscles start to get weak. And because of all these complications, they do tend to have a shorter lifespan.
Possible cures.
The first one is gene replacement therapy.
Gene replacement therapy essentially uses viruses to deliver DNA that produces functional dystrophin proteins. And by doing that, the viruses actually target muscle cells, and inserts the DNA so that the person can produce dystrophin.
Next is exon skipping.
It essentially uses molecular patches to mask over axons that are problematic, and as a result it fixes a reading frame, and so it produces dystrophin again.
Then we have gene editing
using CRISPR technology. So this includes prime editing, CRISPR-Cas9, base editing for point mutations.
Last but not least, we have altoleurin.
Altoleurin basically enables the ribosomes to read through these stop codons and just ignore them so that they can still produce dystrophin proteins.
Thankfully, some of these cures or treatments are in clinical trials, and there are other drugs that I didn't mention that are also in clinical trials as well. The link for this website will be in the description box below. So how can you help? Well, there are actually organizations you can donate to. I'll put the links in the description box below. The first one is Muscular Dystrophy Canada, and they help families cover the cost for equipment for kids with DMD. The second one is Holland Bloorview Foundation, and this foundation supports and helps families with the costs of equipment and house modifications, and this is just for kids with disabilities in general. The third one is Jesse's Journey, and they fund DMD related research. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you learned something new today, and please spread awareness about DMD.